part two of this series is becoming a little bit specific as to what kind of cargo trailer we're going to build out. Now, I understand that quite a few people are going to already have a trailer, or they're going to have an RV, or they're going to have access to something, or they're not going to be able to just order a trailer that they want. But if that is the case and you have choices, I think me going through that will help inform some of the pertinent information that would apply to building out one of these trailers. I'm going to try not to take too long because there's a lot to go through, so we'll get into it right away. So you really need to figure out the style of trailer that you want, and then after that, what dimension and door types you need within that style of trailer. And third is the material and the framing specifically. There are various types, and then for the options that you want as part of that trailer. So if we go into the number one, there's a few types of trailers out there. There's a V-nose, there's a flat front, there's a gooseneck, and then you have an existing RV. V-nose are easier to pull, less windage. They're a little more awkward to build out because they have that V, which is angular. The other thing to consider with the V-nose is that you lose some of the framing at the front, so it's a little trickier to put propane and any kind of external sort of platform to put propane or battery or tool access or anything like that on the front. Flat front is easier to build out. It's a little more windage, but it depends what kind of trailer you get. If your trailer isn't too big beyond the vehicle you're pulling it with, then you really don't have that much windage. And the other thing about a flat front is if you get a trailer that has rounded edges on the top and on the sides, then it's not so much windage. You can also get V-nose trailers that have rounded edges. As far as gooseneck is concerned, I'm not really going to go into that too much. The gooseneck trailers are quite pricey and quite specific as to what they are, and not a lot of people build them out because you need a rig that has a fifth wheel set up in the truck. So most gooseneck trailers are already built out and they're very custom. And then existing RVs, well, the object of this is for you to take the information that I provide and potentially apply it to an existing RV that you have. So ideally, I think what I'm going to do is take a flat front design, and we'll go through that one, and we'll list the particulars which relate to that. So for instance, we go back to style of trailer, dimension, material, framing, and options. So assuming we're choosing flat front, then we really need to work out what kind of width, what kind of height, what types of doors, what length, what size, and what weight. Once that's worked out, we get into whether it's material, aluminum or steel, how it's framed, the floor members, frequency of floor members, wall framing, roof framing, and what kind of skin we have. And then eventually the finishes, windows and door locations, insulation type, axle type, and fittings. So let's take a flat front and pull in some options and see what we can come up with. So I don't have drawings here to show you right away, but let's say there's a round top cargo trailer with a V front, there's a V nose, there's an aluminum deluxe flat front. Let's try that one. So we click on that, and let's see what we get here. Okay, so we get a flat front with curved edges. and it's an aluminum frame. Now, there's a video. I don't want a video. So there's an image right there. There's an image right there. We have an aluminum frame, and you can see it right there. There's like a member that goes right down underneath, and then you have an aluminum A-frame at the front, aluminum step, and then rounded edges. So this would be an ideal trailer to build out. Actually built one out quite similar to this. So let's go further down the list here and see what we can figure out here. It says available inventory features. All right, so you got 2x4 aluminum. Cross members in the wall are 1 by 1.5 16 inches on center, 2x3 floor, 1x1 roof bows, 3x6 extruded aluminum triple tube tongue. That's what that main tongue is underneath in the front. That 3-inch by 6-inch deal. Dexter torsion axles, which are a lot smoother than leaf spring. Thickness of skin. The wheels. You have a lighted side entry grab handle. So all these options you've got in a trailer, and then it goes select a model, right? So okay, let's go down and select a model. Let's say 7x16. Let's click on a 7x16 and see what happens. We go specs. Okay, there it is. Interior height, interior length, interior width, overall height, overall length, overall width. So you've got this specs of what the interior dimension is and the exterior dimension is, what your payload would be, and weight 2,000 pounds would be empty. So it's a 7x6 tandem. So there's two axles. So it would look pretty close to what that one is up there, the 7x16 with 2 axles, a flat front. Okay, so let's go further down the list here and see what we have here. Choose your option, right? So you get options of lights, axle spread. Sometimes you can spread the axles a little bit to distribute the weight. You see that in car carriers. Here we go. Torsion axle, single axle, tandem. So on a 7x16, you want to have the 3,500 pound 5-bolt torsion axles, which is good because then that'll give you a 7,000 pound payload, which is a good thing. These are options for heavier axles if you're carrying heavier material. Okay, so you have ceilings. You can specify whether you want ceiling insulated, whether you want white vinyl on the ceiling. You can specify color of whatever the outside of the trailer is. You can specify cross members. Cross members are in the floor. Okay, so those are cross members in the floor. Floor cross members, it comes standard with 24-inch on center, but you can specify 16-inch on center. So for another $250, you can make them 16 inches on center, and for another $495, you can make them 12 inches on center, depending on how rigid you want your trailer. Door hardware and accessories. So you got ramp doors, you got pull-down doors, you have spring cover between drums, spring over. So those are door hardwares. That's door hardware for a ramp door. This is door hardware for a ramp door, doors for a double rear door. So here we go, self-mating double rear door with stainless steel halves. So that would be a barn door, right? So $201 extra for a barn door. There's a ramp door, there's another ramp door with a spring. So let's say we get double barn doors at the back, right? Exterior skin, accent divider, stripe with legend decal. So two-tone, 48-inch, 0.30 aluminum exterior skin, which is standard. You can actually make the skin thicker, 0.40 aluminum exterior skin. So there, another $600, you can make that 0.40, which is quite a bit thicker, and it doesn't show wavy, doesn't show waves on the outside of the trailer. Here you can determine your floor. 3/4 inch engineered floor, black rubber, whatever you want to do on the floor. This is standard engineered floor. Frame. Here we go with the framing. These are walls. Or yeah, this is the frame of the trailer, which is the outside perimeter of the trailer. 2x4 or 6-inch. So that would be the outside of your trailer, the framing of it along the floor. So you know, if you don't want to change that, that's fine. You can add 6 inches. So you can add 6 inches to the height of the trailer for another $500. Interior walls, engineered wood with interior wall covering, white vinyl walls, screwed engineered wood, insulate walls. So you can insulate the trailer, right? For $396 total. And you do engineered wood interior wall covering. You can add jacks, so you can put a standard top window 2,000, but you can add a jack. You can make a 5,000 pound jack. You can add stabilizer jacks, right? You can specify how frequent you want the roof framing. So right now it's at 24 on centers. You can make that 16. You can reinforce the roof if you're carrying something on it, like if you're a contractor and you want to pile stuff up there. But you know, this is pretty strong. Side doors. So the Legend side door, this is a Legend brand trailer anyhow. This is a solid step, which is not an option. It's a standard thing. Curbside RV side door 30x68. Upgrade door frame color on standard RV to silver instead of black. Yeah, make it a silver frame. Add window and screen door to standard door. Yes. Sidewall 1x1 to cross members. 12 inches on center wall studs 1x1 to. So that's standard. That's fine. 12 inches on center seems like pretty overkill. It's $23 a foot, so that's going to wind up to be a lot of money. Spare tire, you could add a spare tire to this whole thing. On black aluminum, on gunmetal aluminum, you can add a spare. D-rings, you can put D-rings in the floor. Tires, you can specify what you want for tires. You can get bigger tires. Manual crank roof vents, Salem 2-way aluminum side vents. You could put a couple of those in. You could put 4 of them. Oh, you could put, so it's a pair. You could put 2 pairs in there. Powered vent roof screen, forced air side vents, spare tire mount. You could add a spare tire mount. Windows, you could put a bunch of windows in here. 30x15, you could put 2 of those in. And then additional options. And you go on and on and on and on with whatever you want to do here. Side door, triple axle, upper cabinet, windows, wheel accessories, vents. And you can go on and on and on. So right now that's 20 grand for a trailer with the options that we've clicked on there. So, which to me doesn't seem to be too bad. You know, if you had to find one for that used, you would be almost pretty close to that. And that's a really, really good trailer. So I guess my point is, after having gone through this whole exercise, and hopefully you're not totally bored with this, you need to consider the style of trailer, dimension and door types, material and framing, and options, right? So I did a pretty quick blast through of what that is. Now there's a 7x16 Legend. It's a flat front, and it is 7 foot wide with added 6 inches. It has barn doors with added hinges, and it's 6 feet long, 16 feet long, with twin axles, right? I don't necessarily, there it is, the twin 3,500 pound axles with 0.4 aluminum skin, and those are torsion axles. So you can literally go out there and order what you want for your particular requirements. You can see that we've, added extra hinges in the back. We've added these Salem vents. We've done a whole bunch of stuff. We've added a whole bunch of stuff to our order, which fulfills the requirements of what we want. You can order a steel trailer as well. Steel is heavier. It corrodes. It's cheaper. Airstreams are actually made out of steel. They're framed along the ground. At the bottom edge of the Airstream trailer is made out of steel. Although the framing, the framing and the walls and the ceiling are aluminum frame, the bottom is actually steel. If it was me, I'd order all aluminum. It's lighter, a little more money, but lasts a long time, doesn't corrode. So you need to figure out, whether you want aluminum or steel. You need to figure out the frequency of your floor members, the frequency of your wall framing, frequency of your roof, and then the thickness of your aluminum skin. So you can see all the welding and everything that goes into an aluminum trailer. So that would be my recommendation: is getting the trailer you want, spending the money on the original platform to work with, so that you're not building really nice applications into this trailer and putting a lot of money into this trailer when you wish you really had started with something that you really wanted and put your money into it, right? So better to have an aluminum trailer and take longer to build it out than to have, I think, a steel trailer and try and save money initially and then be sorry later. So that's my take on it. So I'm just going to pull in something here just to be a little bit more specific so you guys can see. Let me see if I've got it here. Yeah, I do. Okay, so here's the unit we did, and we got a Legend 7x16 deluxe flat front. This is a rendering, and we wanted specific things, so that's what it looks like landed. And you can see we put a floor in here. We put underlayment, shirt ply, and we put marmoleum in here. But previous to that, this was plywood, and it was like a Duratec impermeable to water material that comes on these trailers. And we ordered this insulated with the window located and with the framing for our hot water heater, and then with an interior finish. So we ordered certain things. We ordered Salem vents. Let me just see if I can find that stuff here. We ordered what did we order? There's a Salem vent. We ordered 4 of those. And if you look closely at the, let's see here, what did we order? There it is. Yeah, okay, so you can see the flat front. You can see the it's called Mesa siding, and it's an aluminum siding that goes up about 18 inches. We ordered the 7-foot wide unit. It has a fixed step right here, and if you look closely at all the detail, you can see that aluminum framing here, that big strong aluminum member here, and the diagonal right here. You can see the quality of the back door and the welding and the framing. It's pretty darn good. So anyhow, that gives you a quick and dirty rundown of what it is that we ordered. And we planned this all out. We figured it out, width, length, and we determined where we wanted the windows, where we wanted the vents, where we wanted, the how high we wanted that siding. All of the details. We worked it out when we ordered the trailer, so we had this all figured out. We knew where we wanted the vents. We lined up this RV door with the vent, and we worked it all out so that we would be able to build it out and lay things out according to how the framing came in and the windows, etc. So just so you know, that's something to really consider. And yeah, if it was me, I would get an aluminum trailer because they're the way to go. And if you get it reinforced and framing members more frequent, then it's stiffer, stronger, and it'll serve you well for years and years to come.